One of the great things about the Ball First Trainer is this. When you look at the setup of all the great players, and then you look at the impact condition that you see with all the great ball strikers, you see this. You see this is set up, and all of a sudden you see forward lean, weight turning to the left, and from this standpoint, you can substantially see weights on the left side, shoulders are square, but this forward lean allows for the club head to come down to where you're hitting down on your golf ball. We obviously know that when we're hitting down, we're not chopping down from the outside, but we're going to be slightly on the inside hitting down with forward lean. We know we used to use chalk, we used to use tees behind to show that your downward angle, you have to find out, are you hitting behind it? Are you hitting it thin? And typically we see most golfers that are hitting poor iron shots, regardless of backswing, you start to see the club head pass the hands. And when you see the club head pass the hands, the bottom of the arc is altered. And you can see that in this case, I would end up hitting the mat and then I'd be hitting the ball. So our goal when we use this is to do a couple things. One, obviously, is when you make a swing, you don't want to hit the mat. Number two, to be more specific, we have these different lines on the mat that really helps me to understand where I should put the ball and where I should put the club. So in this case, I'm going to start with a pitching wedge, and I'm going to put the golf ball on this larger line right here, and I'm going to put the club head directly behind that. I'm going to set up to it. I'm going to have the student make a few swings back and through, and I want them to find out where the bottom of their arc is. So when they start off, they start right at this point, and when they hit it, you can see they make the strike, and then at that point, they should be able to see where that divot started. The divot starts about 2.5 inches forward of the golf ball. Now, why does that happen? Same thing. I don't want the club head to pass my hands. I want to feel like my hands are creating forward lean, and more important, even than that, is when I have forward lean of the shaft, I want to make sure my club face is square. All great players have that in common. They set up to it square, they go to impact, there's always forward lean in the shaft, the weight is always turning to the left. This really helps me to do it, and if I don't do it, I'm going to hit the mat. Now, if you do hit the mat several times in a row, just go ahead and try to secure it with a tees. You can see these little spots on the mat right here, and I can go ahead and stick tees into the ground to secure the mat so it's not moving around. A lot of people think they want forward lean, but look at how the club face is wide open. This little pathway right through here really helps me to see that the club face needs to be square to that path as I'm hitting the golf shot. You'll also notice on the mat, and you can just sweep it off if you want, is you see these two lines that are directly behind where I'm taking the club back. Now, notice that they're on slight angles, and that's really helping me to see visually that the club head's traveling back slightly to the inside, going back, and coming down from the inside, coming down. And these two little rails really help me in my, visually to see what I have to do. So I'm going to hinge the club back, and I'm going to get the forward lean right there. Notice that the divot is starting on this line that was forward of my club head, and then the divot's moving forward from there. Great indicator on really how to monitor your impact condition, because that's the most important thing in golf, is having that forward lean. How are you going to get there? Most people don't know. You have to have something like this, and this is one of the best things I can think of that will help a person to monitor that.